Namaskar. Hope you all had a great Ganesh Chaturthi, and the day after we are back with Sri Rajagopalan ji. And we're going to talk about a few things, all of which will be of a lot of interest to you. The first one, starting with what is happening in the Indian National Congress. The delay in announcing the death of the mother of Sonia Gandhi and the Padayatra. Is it a Padayatra or an iPad Yatra or a Pad Yatra? All this and more from Sri Rajagopalan ji. Rajagopalan ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Your introduction was very inducing and appetite is enhanced now.
Thank you so much, Rajagopalan ji. First off, my head will break into 1,000 pieces if I don't know the answer to this. Why did they announce the death of a very, very old lady after she was buried, sir? What was the big thing that they had to hide?
Let us, as you started, Mr. Iyer, namaskarams to your viewers and to Sri Iyer. Second thing, as we start any function with the prayer of Suklam Vardaram Vishnum Sajivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye. Nammalodu irukkoodiya Pillayarappan, as we call him in Tamil, and in Maharashtra they call Bappe Maurya, like that, Ganapati Papa Maurya. In North India, right, it's an idol of worship. So we worship, and Vignam Nignanti. Today, let us discuss about the Vignams for Congress, Nivarti for Congress. These things we must, explain to our viewers. Second, the most important is, as we worship the deities, Ganesh Chaturthi yesterday was very grand success, and in North India it was a very big celebration. We all prayed, and many lakh of viewers of P. Guru Iyers also must have joined, and we pray for the prosperity of India. Now I answer your question. The sad demise of Madam Sonia Gandhi's mother, we offer our condolences. At the same time, there are mysteries shrouding around this. Why it was announced after 72 or 96 hours? So certain things we have to follow. The party during 2004 to 2014, the Congress party, which was a part of United Alliance, they said their pet theory was right to information. Here, more than Rajagopalan, it is P. Guru's Iyer's feelings why it is delayed. Is it right to information or right to blackout? There is some mystery, because what I heard from Congress leaders, even Congress leaders do not know this. If you have such three things come to my mind quickly, and let us not get into details of that, because we are attracted by certain Indian laws where we have to escape the law. We have to fly under the radar of law. Otherwise, you will be caught by air traffic control. That is, legal eyes. So yes. I intend to pilot our discussion below the radar. Right to know, right to blackout. Two are democratically, the Constitution of India has given. My one question is to the Congress leadership: why you delayed the announcement? There should be an answer from them. In this, we don't get the Supreme Court or legal notice. Second aspect, I want to know why Jairam Ramesh tweeted. Why not this, Madam Sonia Gandhi herself should have announced it. It is a sad day for our, the humanity, that you lose a mother, a great soul. For longer, 92, 93 years she lived, very grand life. At the same time, Rahul Gandhi goes off suddenly to some foreign country without announcing to anyone. He takes a flight, Delhi, Dubai se kidhar ja rahe, Bhagwan jaane. So right to information, we have to, don't go for right to blackout. Third, Priyanka Gandhi, for the last 2 months, 3 months, we saw her alone with brother, with mother. P. Guru viewers, especially, they asked me in SMS and also through comments, where is Robert Vadra? So these three questions, instead of my answering, we leave it to the viewers, imagination. Because if you probe into that, Mr. Iyer, Indian law is very stringent. They give you some 100 crore notice, or they give you some note. Instead of replying to our questions, they give you a gift of legal notices. So we rest there. Let the viewers comment their views in our comment section. These three questions: why the delay in Sonia Gandhi mother's death? Second, why is Rahul Gandhi often goes and without informing others? What is happening? Is he not happy with the Indian system, or is he unhappy with the family, or is he unhappy with the Congress leaders, or is he unhappy with Sri Iyer or Rajagopalan? Why are you going out? Third, Priyanka Gandhi is having a very nice married life. And why for the last 2-3 months Robert Vadra is not coming? These are all certain questions coming to many viewers in Delhi. That is the bus, Mr. Iyer. Well, now you asked me about Congress future. You can ask me, I will answer.
Rajagopalanji, that's a nice set of questions that you have put out, and viewers, please feel free to comment on what you think might have happened. It is really strange that an nonagenarian passes on and that the news is not released until she is buried. Very, very strange there. Again, you can feel
no, at the same time, we feel sorrow. We feel sorrow.
Yeah, yes,
we feel very sad. And at the time of our offering condolences, we have every right to know. For example, my mother died of heart attack. The reason is known, but the doctor given me a certificate that my father at the age of 86 had a cardiac arrest. What happened to Madam Sonia Gandhi's mother? Did he die of cardiac attack or some other disease? We feel sorrow. We offer our condolences to the bereaved family. But at the same time, the nation wants to know about this.
Yes, indeed. So let's move on. The Congress presidential elections. If Rahul Gandhi...
you mentioned about Padayatra. Why did you joke on that, Iyer? This is not good. No, don't joke, I say. Please. It is people are starving. Padayatra. Why did you coin that? It's iPad Yatra. You are borrowing the comments of Ghulam Nabi Azad. He said that it is a Twitter Yatra, it is an iPad Yatra, it is social media Yatra. Paidal to nahi jate hain. That is what he said. They don't walk. They talk on social media. Your jibe is very well taken, but my understanding is we have a lot of Congress sympathizers in our, lot of subscribers. We pity their, sorry state of affairs. It is not Pad Yatra. It is Pada Yatra. Pada Yatra. And he has to travel in Zumo and, the new version of Kia Motors like that. I heard that also. So you will term it as a Kia Yatra.
Sir, so if I understand you correctly, he is going to travel on the road in a car or a van, and he's going to walk inside the van. That kind of makes that is the Padayatra.
No. If you remember, in Rajya Sabha, in Lok Sabha, after the Soviet disintegration, our great leader, Dr. Subramanian Swamy, brought a condolence resolution for communist Marxist.
Yes.
Similarly, this is Padayatra nahi hai, Pad Yatra bhi nahi hai, iPad Yatra bhi nahi hai. Rahul Gandhi, he is starting on September 7th, whatever that. But Kia, the new Kia Motors, if you have known about that Korean Mac, which is very popular in India. Now, I saw a comment, it is Kriya Yatra, not Kia. K-R-I-A, Kriya, final destination. Like Subramanian Swamy said, it's condolence, it's a Kriya Yatra. Chacha, we should not run them down. The country which ruled us for 70 years and we are having 135 years of the existence of Congress. You asked me about the Congress ongoings. Lot of internal problems with the Congress. Today the voters list was to be announced. They delayed it. There is a secrecy shrouding around that voters list also, Mr. Iyer. Today, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, as we record this on September 1st, Thursday morning, 8:30, Shashi Tharoor has sent a letter to Congress, gave me the list of voters. Any election has a voter base. You have a database. like general election commission publishes voters list. You can include your name, you can delete your name. If you migrate to Chennai or Coimbatore or 𝙒𝙬𝙤𝙬 or Delhi, you can migrate. But in Congress, there is no migration. No voter list. Can you believe? Again, another mystery. So therefore, my understanding is Congress is facing an internal crisis. The family does not want to, lead the party, but at the same time, after the decision of Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad and Captain Amarendra Singh, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Sushmita Dev, and RPN Singh, lot of young leaders. So therefore, my worry is Congress should prepare itself, let them postpone the present election and bring a voters list. If you have got district committees as a voter base, there are 762 revenue districts in India. But in Congress, it is 1,300 districts. Yes, you have to carve out your own imaginary districts. So therefore, earlier they had a parliament constituency as a district. Now they have 1,452 districts are there. My one question to Madhusudan Mistry, the Congress returning officer, Congress election returning officer, as Shashi Tharoor put it out, my one question through PGurus YouTube is, please show us 1,474 names. That's all. There is no name. Bogus. You come out and say you are conducting an election. What a fraud on the people, Mr. Iyer.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, these elections should be going the bottoms up, in my opinion, Rajagopalanji. If you have 1,472 Congress districts, whatever you have defined as your boundaries, then they need to first elect their representative so that that representative could go and vote in the president of the party's election. And these 1,472, they all need to go through a democratic process where they themselves will probably, go to the panchayat level, panchayat, then the taluk, and then the district. So there are 3 levels right there. And that's how you'll get good leadership, because a leader is somebody who's a good follower.
And there is a catch here. And there is a catch here. You provoked me. I got provoked and I am very angry. Now the point is, Mr. Iyer, there is a joke in this. What a fraud constitution of Congress is. 1,472 districts, agreed. But among the districts, suppose take Tirunelveli as a district. Example. That Tirunelveli district of Congress district, not revenue district of Government of India or Government of Tamil Nadu.
Right.
They must be having voters list. Where is that voters list? Suppose in Tirunelveli there is a Palayangottai, there is another town, the Tirunelveli too, some districts are there. Within the Tirunelveli, you have to have another 10,000 or 15,000 members will be there, is it? So where is that list? That is what Shashi Tharoor is asking. How long you can cheat the Election Commission of India?
Yes.
So it comes to, a voter base. Suppose every district has got 10,000 voters, for example. All the 10,000 voters should come and vote a district president. That district president collect 1,472 districts. They elect a national council. They elect president. That is Congress constitution. Here, everything is gone like that. In a fraction of a second, everything evaporates. You install a person. It is not happening in Communist. It is not happening in Bharatiya Janata Party. It is not happening in DMK. It is not happening in ADMK. There is a district, Mamata and district secretary. He understands that, but where is the Congress?
Very strange happenings, Rajagopalanji. We see a Ugra version of Rajagopalanji today, and we are also going to see many more revelations as we stay tuned. The next topic I would like to go to, Rajagopalanji, was 2019 elections were done, but the counting was not done yet. And one saw Chandrababu Naidu jetting across India as if he is going to be part of a very critical formation of a coalition government. And then he made sure that he was traveling here, there, photographed with this guy, that guy, and so on, all and sundry, came in newspapers also. Good PR effort. Now I see the same thing being done by KCR and perhaps others also. Kind of walk us through what is going on. Everybody running everywhere. What is going on, sir?
Sorry to give you a wrong interpretation, Mr. Iyer, because you know the Hyderabad pulse. You Telugu baga ochindi kada. So therefore, my understanding is from Delhi, I have an eagle eye. Let us not go by Hyderabad or Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, because you are more into that. Whereas my bird's eye view of Telangana, KCR, is he another Chandrababu Naidu of 2022? You talked about Mr. K. Chandrashekhar Rao. Yesterday, they had a very interesting session with Mr. Great Nitish Kumar. I sent you a video clip. Nitish Kumar is being pulled up by Mr. K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Sir, sit down. Let us discuss who is the Prime Minister. Who is reluctant? Nitish Kumar is walking out. I send you that clipping. You have to add that here in your video clip, so that people, the reviewers understand. P-Guru viewers is educated.
बिल्कुल
क्या ऐसी स्थिति बनती है तो केसीआर साहब नीतीश कुमार जी का नाम प्रपोज करेंगे?
ऐसा देखिए, मैं कौन होता हूँ?
अब चलिए,
मैं कहूंगा तो कोई विरोध करेगा, मैं कहूंगा तो कोई विरोध भी करेगा। आप क्यों जल्दीबाजी कर रहे हैं? हमको बैठने दीजिए, बात तो करने चाहिए। एक मिनट बैठिए।
इस पूरे प्रक्रिया में
मैं बैठा हुआ हूँ, आप भी बैठिए आराम से।
50 मिनट हो गया आपका।
इस पूरे प्रक्रिया में कांग्रेस पार्टी की क्या भूमिका होगी? विपक्षी एकता में कांग्रेस पार्टी की क्या भूमिका रहेगी? राहुल गांधी क्या प्राइम मिनिस्टर के दावेदार रहेंगे? क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी कहती है कि
अरे ये सब सवाल काहे के लिए?
राहुल गांधी,
देखिए ऐसा है, नहीं सिंपल बात है। मैंने साफ कह दिया कि आप होशियार है, मैं आपसे भी होशियार हूँ। मैंने कह दिया है,
कहिएगा वही मान।
भैया मैंने प्लीज मैंने बता दिया, मैंने उनका नाम लिया तो आप बैठ जाए। ऐसा है, हम जरूर बैठेंगे। भाजपा के जितना विरोधी दल है इस देश में, उनको सब एकजुट करने के हर संभव प्रयास हम करेंगे।
अब इससे बढ़िया बात आपको क्या करें?
इसके बाद में बैठक में सर्वानुमति से, सर्वसहमति से जो बात निकल कर आती है वो विस्तार रूप में हम आपको बताएंगे। विकास बिना ब्राह्मण के कोई शादी होता ही नहीं है, आपके बगैर कोई चीज हो ही नहीं सकता।
उसमें नीतीश जी का नाम प्रपोज होगा।
नहीं, अब चलिए नहीं, झूठ मूठ नहीं आप इसके चक्कर में मत करेंगे। अरे ये सब छोड़ तो दीजिए,
आप बैठिए ना सर, बैठिए प्लीज।
सबके बारे में कह रहे हैं कि सबको हम लोग यूनाइट करने की कोशिश करेंगे।
बैठिए ना।
हो गया, चलिए ना, छोड़िए
जी।
अरे ये कह रहे हैं कि सबको आप।
That is what my prime motive. You and me work for our viewers. They are our deities. They must be given proper due respect. They must be given the correct. K. Chandrasekhar Rao is doing another harakiri on Indian voters. Like Chandrababu Naidu in 2019 took a flight hopping from one end to another. And the result went different way. Today, we have, 5 important, I don't say, I play cards sometimes. There are kings and there are queens and there are jokers in that. Here we have got 4 jokers in our card, 52 cards. One is K. Chandrasekhar Rao, second is Kejriwal, third is Mamata Banerjee, fourth is Sharad Pawar. Yesterday, KCR Nitish Kumar meeting in Patna. Kejriwal Stalin on 5th of September, they are going to meet in Chennai. Mamata Banerjee, Hemanta Soren. So Hemanta Soren, that is another story. I will come to that. Hemanta Soren, without getting a notice, he's bumping off here and there, and he's taking MLAs to some other place. And second, most important, Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis, they formed the government. But still, Sharad Pawar is wanting to go with Uddhav Thackeray and say, with 2024 we do. With this flurry of activities, I get a feeling after my 40 years of political reporting, why this flurry of activities of opposition leaders? Have they got a smell from the government system whether Mr. Narendra Modi is going for an early election? Why you are having a hurry? The election is 2024, April, May, June. You have 16 months from today. Why are you in a hurry? What is happening? So therefore, my understanding, Mr. Iyer, after this type of hopping of leaders, at least we get entertainment daily sitting before Times Now or Republic or Headlines Today or India Today, NewsX, 24 channels I browse every day. We get an entertainment, that's all. KCR talking to Nitish Kumar. Now Stalin, in this, our great leader, respectable Mr. M.K. Stalin, is keen to copy the Delhi model of education. There is a similarity between Delhi model of education and Tamil Nadu model of education, because every school in Delhi is surrounded by liquor shops. In Chennai also, in Tamil Nadu also, இதுதான் அங்க பாப்புலர். சென்னையில எங்க பார்த்தாலும் ஸ்கூல் பக்கத்துல ஒரு liquor shop. So what is that model you talk about? Either is Madhusala or Padasala. Where are you?
Isn't there a Supreme Court ruling that says that there has to be at least a half a kilometer between educational institutions, highways, and so on and so forth, sir?
Yeah. They go their highway, not Supreme Court's way. The politicians circumvent that, and in Delhi, the joke is, I live in a place, which is nearer to the parliament. Can you believe, Mr. Iyer, in front of my house, if I go to the main street, from my lane to main street, there are 3 liquor shops. There are 2 schools. Where are we heading? Wow, that is why our education system is getting downgraded day by day. We talk about cloud, metaverse, Twitter, 5G, artificial intelligence, AR, AI. But you open a rack shop here. It is not artificial intelligence. It is a rack shop opening. Very, very painful days are ahead for us.
So now, already TASMAC is all over the place in Tamil Nadu. So you think that Stalin is going to add even more shops and those 2 near school?
The political parties, they want freebies. They want 𝙒𝙬 as they say in Hindi, which Prime Minister articulated Narendra Modi. Even from Red Fort, he spoke about August 15th national address was on 𝙒𝙬 means freebies culture. You want to give everything free. There are 2-3% of taxpayers in India a year. We are being taxed further. And with that, freebies, they want to inculcate this type of freedom, free school, everything. But the only one place where you can tax is Madhushala, Arak shops. So you go on giving freebies, put the people on dock, make the people die. And you drink 3 days, 4 days, the wives and ladies, women are in a great distress. Every house has a social problem and family problems. The husband comes with a heavy, dosage of liquor, either foreign or country-made liquor or arak, whatever that. And they add powder to that and they drink and they get kicked for half an hour, 1 hour. What is happening in India? So therefore, this political system, it is for the people, it is for the viewers to articulate yourself, and 2024 is going to be a turning point in Indian history. Though we are celebrating Azadi Ka Mahotsav, we are sending a wrong message of opening liquor shop next to the school. There is no residential area now here in Delhi. Every house has a outlet of a liquor shop. The night pubs are open up to 3 o'clock. And Arvind Kejriwal says in Delhi model of schooling, and he comes to Chennai. He goes to every place. What is this?
Sir, the opposition has completely lost its head in the sense that they don't think that they need to actually perform to get elected. Rather, they would just take the route of giving remedies and finding these kind of questionable ways of income and make up for that shortfall. It's very, very unfortunate. Take their money to give it back to them and eat in the process too. Rajagopalanji, let us take a look at a couple of other things I would like to touch upon. One is the spy ship that left the shores of Sri Lanka. Now, what has been happening is the Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka has been making some very undiplomatic comments. He talks about how Sri Lanka's northern neighbor has tried to be aggressive 6 times. Some ridiculous things he is putting out. Diplomats don't do all these things, Rajagopalan. So this person is essentially gone rogue, in my opinion. Remember, one of the ambassadors wore a Angavastram and Veshti, goes to a Hindu temple in the northern part like Yarpanam, and then he goes to Kachativu. You are not supposed to do all these things, and they brazen it out like this, and yet, you know, nobody seems to be caring about it. What is India's response going to be for this? I know there was a statement by the MEA, that apart. There is some rogue behavior. This is just like, you know, how Pakistan used to behave. There was a function in Singapore where Sri Narasimha Rao was being felicitated, for which the High Commissioner of Pakistan had come. Lee Kuan Yew was the presiding person there. And this guy starts talking about, you know, Kashmir, some nonsense. This was a function that was there to felicitate Narasimha Rao ji. And he had to stand up and answer this fellow saying that, you know, in this particular road, there is an Indian consulate. You have any questions about this or have any problems, write a letter and post it there. They'll respond to you. I mean, that's how he had to put him down. So this Chinese ambassadors also are taking the same bloody route. I'm like, what are you running? You know, what is going on? Can you make some sense of what's happening, sir?
And Mr. Iyer, again, 3 times I congratulated you. This is 4th time I'm doing, but for you, this would not have come to a world news. They would have buried it. Yes. Your video and our debate, you, me and Captain Madan Kumar debated this, but it all provoked them. The silent diplomacy of Narendra Modi paid, because you have to compare 2 things. One, Galwan and this Yuan 5 ship.
Yes.
Galwan was very openly a scary thing. Here it's a secret thing. So if you compare these two, the Congress party silence on YW5 is also a mystery. As a principal opposition party, they stalled parliament for National Herald. They did not stall parliament for spy ship. They supported the 5 ship because August 8, 2008, where they had a secret understanding between Rahul Gandhi and Xi Jinping,
right.
On Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. This is also one part of that. I challenge that. So therefore, 2 things are there. As Mr. Narasimha Rao correctly put out a brave fight against the Pakistan questionnaire, you go to Indian embassy and drop a letter. Similarly, Mr. Narendra Modi twisted their ears without a fanfare, without publicity. It's a nose cut for them. That is why this Angavastram style and typical Brahmin, and you missed out one important thing. The Chinese ambassador in Kadirgam temple put a vibhuti on his forehead. He wanted to do a fraud. He never applied a tilakam or vibhuti on his forehead. But in that place, I saw the photo. So therefore, Chinese were compromised. Chinese were exposed. It has become an international story. Now I come to the crux of our discussion, that Indian government, with the active cooperation of 2 superpowers, I don't want to name them, they are guarding us. They have assured India that they will protect the Indian Ocean, the warships, negative things, we will neutralize it. That is the assurance we got, because the 2 superpowers have also a role in our waters. So therefore, we rest it as that Chinese warship, the story which PGurus broken a month ago had hit the international headlines. Now Chinese were compromised. Now I fear that like Congress, Chinese will also issue show cause notice to PGurus. They may write something and create against P. Iyer and Rajagopalan and Madan Kumar. So now the two superpowers are helping us. India is more than, we are heading that high level team. Therefore, India is safe. Let us assure our Indians through this video. The government of India has taken a very, very right step to neutralize the Chinese thing, and Chinese have been snubbed like anything. As the US Speaker of Parliament came to Taiwan and she got exposed to Chinese, and Chinese still more than 22 days happened. What they did to do, except flying 2-3 aircrafts here and there, they could not take on. Similarly, near Indian waters, we have seen two situations, Mr. Iyer. One, India was to be provoked by Chinese ship. Second, Pakistan, China, they wanted to send drones to Punjab and Rajasthan and Srinagar. In all the fronts, they failed. Thanks to India's security experts, thanks to Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force, and also the tall leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi. So we will rest it. We go to the other important topic which you just mentioned about the two airports of Chennai. That's a great story which you provoke me, I will answer. Unless you are provoking me, I won't answer.
Sir, now we had written in PGurus also about a couple of weeks ago that a much bigger international airport is coming to Chennai, and two locations had been finalized. And it appears that one location, which is perhaps the more favored one, is the one that is facing a lot of resistance. Without knowing a lot about the areas, Rajagopalanji, I'm hoping that you can throw some light about the demographics, the people there. Sir, they should be welcoming it with open arms, because an international airport means a lot of business for the community itself. A lot of business, sir. I mean, I can't tell you how many new cities have come up around this thing. Padavantangal, Nanganallur, Tirusulam. I can go on. All these towns came up, and now Tambaram is like a flourishing center. So 10 kilometers north and south of the existing airport, there is so much business and prosperity now in Chennai. And they can replicate the same thing in this other place. What is going on, sir? And why do you think the final port will be only one?
To educate and myself and articulate the subject in a very decent manner, very informative manner, I split this international airport story into 3 or 4 angles. One, legal. Second, political. Third, commercial. Fourth, religious. Commercial. It's a must, as you explained. Commercial has got 2 angles. The DMK suffered a big setback with this finding out of Parandur, the place where they are going to have the selected the place as airport. Pannur was ignored. And to give a narration, DMK caught in their own web, Mr. Iyer. For that Chennai-Salem 8-lane traffic route, when Edappadi Palaniswamy announced, the same DMK leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, said, we will not cook avial, we are here to do politics. Now ADMK is doing politics. So the development of Tamil Nadu is suffering. Either it is 8-lane from Chennai-Salem or Parandur or Pannur airport, both are economic and developmental activities. Because of internal political fighting, I go one upon you, that type of syndrome. That is why it is getting redirected. This is commercial. I come to the political. Political and religion we combine together. It is political. For the last 1.5 years, the same DMK, especially Dayanidhi Maran, A. Raja, T.R. Balu, they all stalled the parliament on NEET and governor and Adani. Today, the same 40,000 crores Parandur International Airport project, I give you a scoop today, an exclusive story for PGuru viewers, because Our lakhs of viewers are also businessmen. They spread all over the world. They hear this. Either Chinese capital Beijing or Singapore or Sri Lanka. You and me or this debate is going to provoke them. It is an international airport story. The way in which Adani coming into this after 3 individuals collaborated and floating a company in next 2 months. That is the story I heard. One is Sweden airport. They are coming into this. And local, whatever that, unfortunately or, is a blessing in disguise. PGurus, it starts with G. GURUS. Here another G is there in this conglomeration of business people. Third, Tamil Nadu government. This, they are going to have 33% and float a company. Parandur, they have identified. And Adani going to bid for that. So, where is the DMK slogan about Adani? You talked about Narendra Modi, Adani are good. Why you are giving 40,000 crores to a silver platter to Mr. Adani? Congress is supporting, BJP is supporting, everyone is supporting. Why they support? Why everyone is having this? So therefore, Adani angle has come into the play. Now I come to the real politics of Pannur and Parandur. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I did lot of research. I spoke to 3 top businessmen. I consulted websites, many websites, because the Jewar airport near Noida, Delhi, that is kicked up. The process of that was done in another, in exactly 3 months' time. A great initiative by double engine Sarkar of Narendra Modi and Yogi Adityanath. Before 2022 election, they opened. The Jat community opposed it. But they got a very good, package. They gave the land, etc. Jewar Airport. Kushinagar Airport in Lucknow. UP has got 5 airports, Mr. Iyer. 3 international, 2 domestic. Why can't Tamil Nadu have this? Why Tamil Nadu political parties are splitting into Adani, DMK, ADMK? Why? We must get Tamil Nadu, must get Parandur airport. That is our economic development and Valarchi Dittam, because everything is only on papers as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. So therefore, my coming to the point is DMK, they have to keep their head lower. As a creature is there, it puts its head on the sand. Similarly, they have to put their head on the sand because they criticize Adani. Today, they are surrendering before Adani for this 40,000 crores international airport. Now, it has a religious background. That is, yesterday in Tandi television, Dinatandi television, I heard Tamil Mani, advocate, who owns 500 acres near that Parandur. He is ready to give, but he quoted. It is still on record. I am quoting him. It's an evidence. And I spoke to Pannur, 3 industrialists in Pannur, yesterday night, this morning, before I appearing for PGuru viewers. Mr. Tamil Mani charged DMK government for selecting Parandur. He says he has got land in Parandur, he is ready to give per area of 50,000 square feet, whatever that amount he quoted. Whereas government is saying 17,000. What now they may come to conclusion, and definitely Adani will bribe the villages, 13 villages. But the real crux is, according to Mr. Tamil Mani, that video clipping also I will try to send you. You incorporate it here. He charged that Pannur has got lot of Christian missionaries, big houses in Pannur. DMK does not want to demolish that. So why should Hindu burn the brunt? So these are all certain things which our viewers should get articulated. Pannur is rejected by Mr. M.K. Stalin because the minorities voted for DMK. Why do you penalize Hindus? Why do you penalize majority community? You take it to the other side or avoid this. And why Patali Makkal Katchi is also silent on these things? We are not giving religious color. It is at the instance of Mr. Tamil Mani, senior advocate of Chennai High Court. He blamed it. He is owning 10 crores, he is losing, he said. So at the cost of 10 crores, still he wants the airport in Parandur. And why Pannur was rejected, he gave the example. Therefore, legal, political, religious, commercial. These four I explained to your viewers. Now we come to the last portion of our debate. The development is our important thing for Tamil Nadu. As you introduced, the two airports, it's important developmental activities. Mr. M.K. Stalin should convene all-party meeting and ensure that this Parandur airport takes off. Any airport gestation period, Mr. Iyer, as I have done some interesting study on the civil aviation, it takes 8 to 10 years.
Yes.
4 runways. And you can have a mechanic center in the terminology OM, they say. But these are all certain things. As you said, Trisulam, Pallavaram, Nanganallur, if you go for Parandur, I tell you, Kanjivaram will be a hit. And yesterday, I was talking to Mr. Hardeep Purisad, Minister of Urban Development in Modi government. He told me that Chennai Parandur metro is also getting ready. So these are all certain great activities, 67 kilometers from Chennai to Parandur. Therefore, Chennai to Parandur, if they started the airport simultaneously, the metro construction, Tamil Nadu government, if they are wise, please don't go by Brahmin, non-Brahmin, Hindi, non-Hindi. Leave alone this Sadananam, this, that, coffee, saffron, red color, white color, everything, ignore it. Go for development. Let the Tamil Nadu get benefit of it. Metro, airport, this is what 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙥 planning of Narendra Modi is. And to conclude it, I end up with a postscript, which is going to be very interesting. The meeting between Mr. M.K. Stalin and Mr. Narendra Modi went on very well. Last week, they discussed about several aspects, personal, political, and also this. My understanding is this airport also figured, and both have gone, 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙪 means double speed. So with the double speed they are entering into it. It does not mean BJP DMK alliance is taking shape politically, but economic development of Tamil Nadu is at most concerned. Your grandchildren, my grandchildren should live happily after 20 years or 30 years with 8 runways and 4 runways with the happiness, with prosperity. So I end up our debate with a grand note of let Parandur bring prosperity to Tamil Nadu.
Thank you very much, Rajagopalanji. It was wonderful talking to you, sir. And a lot of new things have come. The real reason why one was chosen over the other. And also, we are looking forward to giving you some video clips also. Thank you very much, sir. Please.
But from your facial reaction, I understood you did not like Parandur, but you liked Pad Yatra. That is wrong here.
Sir, you are pulling my leg, sir, and I'm falling
No.
Thank you very much, sir. And viewers, please do register your comments. I would love to see Rajagopalanji and I go through all your comments. Sometimes we even respond to this. And it's important to have that dialogue going. We are trying to give you the knowledge and wisdom that we have gained over our illustrious, illustrious for him, ordinary for me, careers. And there is some good to be learned from that. Thank you very much, sir. And we'll be back again with engrossing news such as this one. Thank you, sir. Namaskaram.